are looking here at the Keter Pro Series folding work table here. This is it right here. Well, today we're going to do a tool review here for you. We're going to do an unboxing here. We're going to show you this table in action. We're going to spec it out for you. We're going to do some drop testing on it. We're going to give you all of our opinions on it, on whether it's good or bad, pros or cons. We don't hold anything back, folks. And it all starts right now. Hey everybody, Jeff here, and welcome back to the channel where we give you all sorts of advice on remodeling your houses, your kitchens, your bathrooms, all sorts of repairs around your house, the tough engineering disasters. In today's tool review, we're looking at this table here. So you might want to go ahead and click on that subscribe button down below first, and make sure to click the little bell icon next to it. That way, you'll be alerted every single time we upload a video, so you don't want to miss a single one if you want to up your game. Okay, so not wanting to take anybody's word for anything, let's go ahead and measure it. And we have 33¼ inches across. We have, looks like about 21½ inches up. Now if we measure here just on the plastic part of it, we have about 4¼ to 4 3/8 inch as the thickness. Okay, let's weigh it. There you can see it comes in at 25 pounds, 5.5 ounces. Okay, so the Keter folding work table here normally sells at Sam's Club for $59.98. And the interesting thing is it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's in your store, sometimes it's not. I've seen it come and go throughout the store a couple of times a year, so most of the time it's not there. So that's the tough thing about it. But you can get it online on Sam's Club. But just keep in mind, it's always going to be $59.98. I paid only $39.98 for this Keter folding work table because I went in early December during one of those Black Friday one-day sales. It was a special event.
Here in Central Time, wonder what tools are on sale. Oh, I'm going to show you because I'm showing you, well, this right here, right now. So this Keter table is $39.98, and every other time I walk in here, this is the normal price that I see it at here, $59.98. Now, Keter is made in Israel. I'm pretty sure this is probably made in Israel, too.
I've never seen them price this table like this before, and we will probably never see them price it like this again. Every one-day sale, they pick different items that they make door busters out of, and this was one of them. So to get this table here for $39.98 was a steal because the DeWalt folding workstation, okay, that setup there is normally $99 at Home Depot, and once or twice a year for a few weeks they'll put it on sale for $69. And the Works version of their answer to this table that they sell over at Lowe's, you'll often see anywhere from $99 up to $139 depending on whether it's on sale. So to score this table at $39.98 was a complete total. Even the cats like it. Open it, you just cut the two straps here. Okay, now you flip it around and they've got this protective tape on here. Okay, so here's something I don't like right off the bat here. So that tape that they used there left quite a bit of like adhesive residue behind, and it looks like it's going to be pretty hard to get it to come off. I'll probably have to get some gum out on there or goof off to get this off, and there's some more of it over here. Do you remember where the tape was wrapped around right here? So wherever it made contact, there was just too much. I don't understand why they needed to do that. Why couldn't they have just used another strap like they did with the other two that were going this way? Okay, now we'll take the cardboard off, and the instructions are right here on the inside of the cardboard lid. Those geese are loud, obnoxious, and they're the ones that poop all over our car from 300 feet up. Okay, so here I'm just going to show you how the table opens up real quick, even though Keter wants you to set it on the ground first. But I'm just going to show you kind of like what it looks like while we have it at this level here. So you got to separate these two green latches here, and that just unlocks the table so that it can spread up and spread its wings like this. Just lift it up.
Okay, so now what we're doing here is you go to the side bracket there and you pull it completely vertical. You should feel it click into place. If it's in like this, the table is going to be too weak. It will not support itself. You have to make sure it clicks nice and vertical, perfectly straight up and down. Next, we come over here to the center support. You lift it up by the handle and just push it into place. And here they say to just push it, but I find that I have to give it some love taps here with my fist to bump it into place. Now I want you to pay special attention here to this little green indicator here. So watch what happens when I push up that center support. And as soon as it clicks into place, it will set this locking indicator.
See? Shows up locked. That way you know that it's all locked in place and you're ready to go. You're off to the races. If you follow the instructions here from Keter, they tell you to do it like this. And you know, I don't mind doing it this way, setting it down on the ground, but if you're a person that has disabilities or a bad back or something, this is not going to be for you, because you're going to have to get down here and do this. It's fairly easy, lift it in to bring it up, but you're talking about doing this with 30 pounds of weight. Okay, so this Keter folding table here also comes with these two holding clamps here. And they kind of plug in right here, but really hard to get out. All right, so this is what you got here. And I like these. I kind of like these trigger pulls. These are nice. Okay, now with your two holding clamps here on the Keter folding table here, you can either use them in horizontal mode, like here where you see the green track here, or you can use it in vertical mode here through these guys as well. So let's take a look at how to use it in the horizontal mode to hold a piece of wood to get cut. All right, so here's our clamp, and you know, just like most clamps, you use the trigger here to tighten it. But now to loosen it, you see they got this lever here. Okay, so right here, you're going to push in on this release right here. You see that? Just pushes in, and it slides apart like that. That's how you get them to separate. Okay, now to get this clamp in here to secure the load, there's a wider opening here, and these two little features here, these tabs, will slide right in like that. You lift it up, then you just slide it down the track there into place, and once you get it down where you want it, then you gently lower it into here. And now to lock it, what you do is you lift it up here and see these little tabs right here. You keep pushing it down right here until they line up to here. But see, this little release here is going to be in the way, so you have to pull the trigger first to get it all the way out of the way. You have to pull the trigger all the way in, then you lower it into place like that, and once he's in place, you release the trigger. Now he's completely locked into place. See, thing's not going anywhere. Okay, so now let's say we were going to put a piece of wood in here to secure. So you'd put it in here like this and just start pulling the trigger, and the back part of the jaws here are going to come behind the wood and clamp it into place here. You just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until it gets nice and solid and tight. Now it's not going anywhere. And likewise with this other side here, he's still loose. So you keep pulling on the trigger here till he comes in on the back and tightens up. Now he's completely tight. Now we're held in rock solid, rigid. And by the way, you guys recognize this board, don't you, huh? This is the board we used in our video that we uploaded last week, our tool review for that Gator Grip Universal Socket. I'll put a link to that down in the description. That was a pretty cool tool review where we tried to socket out on all of these different screws here. But you can see this is doing a great job holding that piece of wood steady there. All right, now let me show you a little trick here, because you notice how this rod here is sticking out too far, whereas this one is sort of in okay. There's a reason for that, and let me show you a strategy of what you want to do when you're setting the other end of the clamp. Okay, the problem is because we have this end of the clamp too close to the end of the rod there. So what you really want to do is push in the release here, and we want to slide the rod all the way to the back there, right? So you really want to set the jaw so that it's as close to the wood as possible there, like that. So now when we come in to pull the trigger here, you'll see it only has to come in a little bit, and then the rod stays right here, far away from you as you're standing in front of the work table. Okay, now to release these out of the table here, what you have to do here is you pull the trigger all the way like that to release the mechanism under here, and then it lifts straight up. And then you just pull it all the way back here, down the track, until it comes right up here to these tabs where they line up with the big part of the hole where it widens, and it just pops right up. And there you go. Same thing with the other one. Pull this up, pull it straight out and out. Let's figure out how to use these clamps in vertical mode here now. So there are two slots that will accommodate a vertical mode. So there's one here and there's one on the back side of the table behind the wood here. So the way you implement this is you drop your clamp right down through there through the bottom, and you can twist it like this. I'm going to bring the wood out in front of us here so we can see it better. Okay. Then you just lower the clamp here, and we're not attaching the clamp to the table or anything. We're just pulling the trigger until the bottom part of the jaws underneath the table tighten up to the table, and it holds it pretty good. I mean, that's just with one clamp. It's holding this guy nice and solid. So if you wanted to come in right here and cut off a few inches off of the end of this, you could easily do it because it's not going anywhere. The table's a little bit wobbly, but when you come at this thing here with a big old circular saw with the blade spinning like it does, it's not going to move the table. It's just going to slice right through that like it's butter. Okay, now to put the clamps away, you want to reset this thing back to a known reset state, and that is where everything is pushed to that end. So you push in on the release mechanism and slide the rear clamp all the way to the end, the rear jaw. Then you come over here and push this release, and this guy goes all the way in like that. So you want to make sure everything's all the way to the end where the rubber stopper is, and that the jaws are fully closed. And that's its reset position. Okay, now to put the clamp away, all we do is you rotate it around this way so that the handles are pointing inward like that, and it fits right in that groove area there, that cutout, and then gets pushed down like that. And it all snaps into place. And remember the quick tear down, you just pull back on the handle for that middle section and let it fold down. Knock that guy in on the side, knock the other side in, reach around like this, and pull. And it collapses. So my only nitpicking about this is, as you can see, is they don't really lock into place. So, you know, as you're walking with it, if you're going to carry it vertical, I guess, and it looks like it'll probably stay, I don't know, but it looks like these might want to try to wiggle out. And they tell you in the instructions not to open it by pulling on these either. You're supposed to use the mechanism and let gravity do its job. It's a gravity open mechanism here. But I just thought these were a little flimsy because these legs here don't lock into place like they do on the DeWalt folding workstation. The DeWalt folding table there, as you can see there, when you close it up, they're locked into place. They're not going anywhere. Okay, so as we look here, there doesn't seem to be any kind of physical damage to the unit. I don't see any parts of the plastic that broke. We just have a bunch of grass and dirt on it. Kind of the same results that we saw when we tested the DeWalt folding table when we dropped it off the wall as well. Let's see if she still works. It sure does. And make sure we can lock that, and lock this side, and lock the center part, and it seems to be okay. And as you can see right here too, both of our clamps remained clipped into the housing. They remained nice and secure in there. So that's a good sign too. That's a 5-foot drop onto grass. Hey, you think we should go higher? You want to see me drop this thing off my roof onto the paver brick patio here? Let's try it. All right, so I am sitting up here now at immeasurable heights. The falling of our Keter table here, Keter is going to fall on his keister, and he's going to simulate falling from a second floor of a construction site here. Okay, so this is from about a height of about 8 feet 6 inches. All the way down. Bring it up here and let it fall down onto the paver bricks below here. And we'll see whether he survives or not. We'll see whether I'm out $39 or not. And actually, if it fails the test, I'll be out $60 because I won't be able to go back to Sam's Club and get it at that price. That was that one-day sale price, so it's back up to the normal $60 price now. So theoretically, I'll be out $60. So here's the results of the Keter folding table here after the drop test. So here you can see the only real damage here is right here on the corner here. So all you see is just a little bit of damage there on the rib there. And a lot of that you can attribute to their excellent design there, which helps dissipate with all of that support, all of those little rib walls there. That will help dissipate any of the impact energy there. And then as you go down the line here on the side here, you'll see just a little bit more there where there were some scrapes to the ribs there. But other than that, this table looks like it withstood that nice tall drop there pretty good. Let's see if she still opens up okay. Okay. Opens right up. Tightens there. Tightens up nice there. Locks in place. Locked and loaded. And just like with the previous 5-foot drop test here with the Keter folding table here, you can see that both clamps remained nice and tightly secured in their locations. They didn't even budge. It didn't even faze them. They were like, they're telling me, hey, is that the best you can do, Jeff? Come on, give me some more height. So this table held up very nicely. And guess what, folks? I bet a lot of you out there were probably unaware that Keter also makes these job site organizers. They make the organizers here for DeWalt. They make these job site organizers for Milwaukee. And they also make the rigid ones too. And guess what, folks? I also have a suspicion that maybe Keter also makes this folding workstation here for DeWalt. I don't have any conclusive proof of it, but you know, where they make so many of these plastic items and it looks like it's the same type of plastic when you look at it here, I suspect it probably is them. So if any of you know, hey, let us know down in the comment. I have not yet been able to fully research this to come up with a conclusive answer. Okay, so here's what it looks like with my miter saw on it. And I'm probably going to be using this Keter table for use with the miter saw here for the simple reason that you've got this extra shelf down here that most of the other folding tables like the DeWalt doesn't have that. And so to be able to put like cuts of wood and blocks and stuff, I could put them down there. I think this is probably better suited for using this as just a dedicated table for the miter saw. Well, I certainly hope you're finding this review of this Keter Pro Series folding work table useful so far. And if you are, hey, go ahead and give us a thumbs up down below if you would. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel by now, and I can only ask, why not? Man, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and be sure to hit that little gray bell icon next to it, because otherwise we'll load up videos all day long and YouTube will never tell you about it. So anyway, thanks for joining us this week, folks. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. You guys have a great week and we'll see you on the next one.